Inside a luxury villa in Bangkok, a man was sitting with his laptop when suddenly he heard a loud noise from outside, the sound of a major accident. He rushed out to see what happened, completely unaware that his luxurious and carefree life was about to end within minutes. He had no idea that the police had been waiting for this exact day for many years. This was the morning of the 5th of July 2017 in Bangkok. And the person involved was not an ordinary man. He was a multi-millionaire, living like a king, enjoying luxury cars, villas, and money. For years, he had successfully hidden his real identity. But a single small mistake would soon destroy everything. His properties, his wealth, his empire, and even his life. So what was that small mistake? And how did the police forces of 7 countries join together to catch one of the most wanted dark web kings in the world? The story begins in 2010 when the dark web slowly started rising. The dark web is the hidden side of the internet, a place where all kinds of illegal activities take place. From drugs and weapons to hiring a hitman, everything happens here. Some things on the dark web are so extreme that it's hard to even believe them. Criminals around the world prefer the dark web because it helps them hide their identities from police and law enforcement agencies. And for a long time, it seemed almost impossible for authorities to track anyone on the dark web. Before 2010, the dark web wasn't very popular. But when cryptocurrency arrived, things changed. Crypto payments made it nearly impossible for authorities to trace illegal transactions. With identity hidden and payments untraceable, dark web criminals now had everything they needed, except one thing: a large, trusted marketplace. The first major dark web marketplace was Silk Road, launched in February 2011. Within a short time, it gained more than 100,000 customers. But after 2.5 years, the owner was caught and the site was shut down. Because the demand was so high, dozens of new dark web marketplaces quickly appeared, including Silk Road 2.0 and Evolution. On these sites, customers used Bitcoin to buy illegal goods, and sellers received payment after the platform took its commission. But because everything was illegal, many platforms simply disappeared with all the money, a scam known as an exit scam. Since no one knew the owners' identities, catching them was almost impossible. During those early years, the dark web was full of scams, hacks, and shutdowns. People needed a reliable, trustworthy platform. And that's when, in 2014, a new website called AlphaBay appeared on the dark web. No one knew the real identity or location of the person who created it. The only name people knew was his username, Alpha02. AlphaBay offered a clean, professional system. At first, it mostly sold drugs, but soon other illegal services appeared too, such as money laundering. Some items, however, were strictly banned on AlphaBay, including child abuse content and stolen Russian bank accounts. It is believed Alpha02 didn't want trouble with Russian law enforcement, or wanted the US to think he was operating from Russia. Within the first year, AlphaBay grew fast. It gained 200,000 customers and more than 40,000 sellers. By 2017, over 300,000 items were listed on the site, and the marketplace was earning millions of dollars. Alpha02, the unknown mastermind, became the king of the dark web, making hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. Law enforcement agencies around the world desperately tried to discover Alpha02's real identity, but every attempt failed. Investigators wanted to locate AlphaBay's servers so they could raid the data center and shut down the platform. But dark web sites can only be accessed through Tor, which hides the true server location by routing traffic across random servers worldwide. This made it impossible to trace. With no other option, American investigators started buying drugs from AlphaBay as normal customers, hoping that one of the dealers would make a mistake. But even if they caught a dealer, it wouldn't lead them to Alpha02. For years, Alpha02 made no mistakes. He knew exactly how to survive in the dark web world. But in 2017, investigators finally got a clue. DEA officer Robert Miller was working on the AlphaBay case when he suddenly received an email from an unknown person. The message contained a welcome email from 2014 sent by AlphaBay when it first launched. This welcome email had a real email address in its header, a mistake that was later fixed, but someone had saved the original email and reported it. Investigators didn't care who sent the tip. It could have been a competitor, a seller, or a customer. What mattered was that they finally had the first real piece of evidence. Using that email address, they discovered multiple old social media accounts. One was a French platform called Sky.com, where a user named Alex had signed up using the same email. Investigators found photos from 2008 and 2009 that were likely of Alpha-02 himself. The same email was used for a dating profile that said the user's hometown was Torrevieras, a city in Canada. According to that profile, he was 17 years old at the time, which matched the email ID, ending with 90, possibly his birth year. They also found an old post from 2008 on a French tech forum, written by a user with the username Alpha-02, and signed at the end with a real name, Alexandre Cazes. Now authorities had the true identity of Alpha-02, but where was he living now? On his LinkedIn profile, Alexandre described himself as a software developer. Soon investigators learned he lived a millionaire lifestyle in Thailand. He owned a luxury villa in Bangkok, a $3 million mansion outside the city, a holiday home in Phuket, and he was planning to buy another villa in Cyprus. Agents began quietly tracking him. Alexandre moved around Bangkok freely, unaware that teams from Thailand, the US, and Canada were following him every day. He lived a surprisingly normal life, waking up early, staying home most of the day, and going out occasionally. Authorities now needed one thing: to arrest him while he was on his laptop, logged into AlphaBay, so they could prove in court that he was operating the site. Meanwhile, in Europe, investigators made a breakthrough on another dark web marketplace called Hansa, AlphaBay's main competitor. European authorities had secretly discovered Hansa's servers and quietly took over the platform without announcing it. Around this time, the FBI informed European agencies that they were planning to arrest Alexandre and shut down AlphaBay. The agencies from 7 countries coordinated and launched a joint operation called Operation Bayonet. The plan was smart. If AlphaBay was shut down, thousands of drug dealers would immediately move to Hansa. But since Hansa was already under government control, authorities could catch them all. On the 20th of June 2017, European police raided Hansa's data center in the Netherlands, and German police arrested Hansa's owner on the same day, all in secret. Meanwhile, in Bangkok, the FBI and Thai authorities prepared to arrest Alexandre while he was using his laptop. On a July morning in 2017, as Alexandre rushed outside after hearing the accident, Thai police surrounded him. His laptop was still open, exactly what investigators wanted. They immediately seized the laptop, copied all passwords, and confiscated his cars, properties, and millions of dollars in cryptocurrency. But Alexandre would never face trial. 1 week after his arrest, he took his own life inside the detention cell by hanging himself from a towel on a hook. A single small mistake, one email address, destroyed the king of the dark web. After AlphaBay was shut down, just as expected, thousands of dealers moved to Hansa, which was under police control. Hundreds of arrests were made worldwide. A week later, Hansa was also shut down forever. That same day, the U.S. Department of Justice held a press conference and officially announced the end of 2 of the largest dark web marketplaces.